Grab your two favorite colors plus black and white. Let's create. Hello and welcome. This is Betty with Betty Franks Art, and I'm super happy you're here today. I am working on paper, and I've got two different types of tape that I'm using here. One's a little bit thinner to do the outer edges, and then the thicker one goes down the center, both diagonally and horizontally. And I love working on these four. Here I'm taping it up because I kind of, with the pencil, messed it up, and I want a nice straight line. So I am adding some tape right back over that before I continue. Now, in future, I've got a few more videos I'm going to be editing, and in my future ones, I am using gesso before I start putting down marks. And let me tell you, it's a game changer, because when I lift up the tape, I have these perfect straight lines, and I absolutely love it. But here, you know, they did turn out, I think they all turned out really straight. So, you know, sometimes it's hit and miss. All right, I started off with my non-dominant hand, putting down some marks, crayons, pencils, things like that. And now I'm coming in with my black and white. So I was showing you the black, titanium, white, and carbon black. And I'm just pulling that black right out of the jar. I'm not sure if this particular jar is my leftover paint jar or if it's just truly carbon black. I can't tell from here. All right, and I put a little bit out on my palette so that I can use that. And here's the white. I'm going to just put down a line of white. That way I can just grab white when I need it and not have it completely contaminated. All right, blue, green, and Indian yellow, Nova Color paints. If you're interested in Betty's bundle, which is a bundle of 15 paints, leave the word Nova or bundle down below, either one, and I'll send you the link. These two are in my bundle, so I really love these two. These are my kind of my go-to colors. This Indian yellow really doesn't seem like a yellow. It's more of an orangey color. So it's a very warm yellow. All right, coming right in, taking that brush that I had, and I just kind of cleaned it off a bit, and it still has black on it, but I dipped into the white and put down some marks. All right, picking out some brushes here, trying to figure out which ones I want to use. Now I'm going to be mixing, you know, I've only got two colors plus black and white for creating these four pieces, so I'm going to spend a lot of time mixing my colors. And you know what? I love doing that. I absolutely love harmonizing my colors, and the way to do that is to start mixing your own colors while you are working on your piece, so that the colors all work together. So I took some of that blue-green and the warm, Indian yellow plus some white and created this absolutely gorgeous green. And this one's got more of a kind of a tealish blue-green, more of a true blue-green color to it, which I absolutely love as well. You know, I think my new favorite color is the blue-green. For years it was teal, it was the turquoise color, but there's something about this blue-green that just makes me super happy. All right, so the mark making tools that I used in the beginning, if you're interested in my art supply list, just leave the word resources down below and I'll send you a link to that. That link will take you to Blick, which I'm only using Blick now for all of my art supplies, and so it'll take you to their website, and I've got a listing there of all of the art supplies that I like to use. All right, I'm moving right through this. Obviously, this is sped up, and I think you can still, you know, see my progress here. Here I'm just taking the other side of my brush and making some marks right into that wet paint. All right, I'm going to hit it with the heating tool because I think some of my black wasn't entirely dry yet, and so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't making too much of a muddy color. And I'm going to take the opportunity to just come right back in and do some more marks. Since we already covered up a lot of them, this is a great time to jump right back in and make some more marks that hopefully some of these will show at the end. But, you know, no promises. I'm going to interrupt my own video to ask you if you could please give me a thumbs up. It really means a lot to me, and it helps other folks find my videos. And also, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it gives you an opportunity to find out when I have another video available. I'm excited to be here and build this community with you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's get back to the fun. Again, I'm using my non-dominant hand here so that I can stay loose. The whole point of these exercises, where I've got 4 of them that I'm working on at a time, is to stay as loose as possible. I have this tendency to start tightening up, especially after I do a few of these in a row. You know, the first one will be really loose, and then the next set of 4 will be a little bit, you know, not as loose. And then the next one after that, I'll start tightening up again. And then I have to like, oh, I've got to start all over and start relaxing again. So it's a struggle for me. You know, I talk about how important it is to stay loose and you know, notice how I'm holding my brush way back at the tip of it, not like I'm going to write a novel. I'm not holding it like a pencil. So I'm trying to have, you know, a bit more inability to tighten up by holding it way back. All right, a little finger painting happening in there too. There we go. So finding different ways to add paint, I think, is really key as well to keeping a piece looking really exciting and fresh and different. And I am the number one person guilty of forgetting to do these kinds of things. So I have to remind myself to do something different. Like I'm holding a palette knife there and I hope, yep, I'm going to use the palette knife. So again, adding some variety by using a palette knife, using my fingers, using the brush. You know, we can come in here with, you know, let's say you find some twigs in the yard, come in and use those twigs to apply some, you know, watered down paint colors, because that's going to help move it around a lot better. And what I love about a palette knife is you don't have very much control over where that paint's going to end up. And I've got I'm not sure that I'm getting my rigger out. No, I'm not. I'm getting out some more white paint because I tend to go through it pretty quickly. All right, coming in with some mark making. So this particular video that I've created here was my last one in a series that I did when I was in Croatia earlier this year. So right now we are at the end of April. It's April 21st, 2026 when I'm doing this voiceover. This was actually recorded in Croatia, and I'm going to guess this was sometime in maybe late February, because I was there mid-March to mid-January to mid-March. So yeah, not that long ago. So I'm going to guess this was maybe late February, maybe even early March that I actually recorded it. All right, coming in. And now notice how I'm holding it more like a pencil, more in the middle of that. And that's because here I'm trying to, you know, really pay attention to my composition and where the marks are going. So I'm being more intentional about, you know, what I'm doing here. So sorry about that. My recording cut off and now I'm trying to jump back in here. Okay. And I'm holding paper. Okay. So here we go. I'm putting down paint and then I'm using just a piece from a magazine. My mom has magazines from like the early 2000s all over the place, but I'm using a magazine to just lift some of that paint up and making marks at the same time. All right, so we're just moving along here. Now, if you would like to learn to create with me and learn some techniques and color mixing, harmonizing of colors, values in your paintings, composition, things of that nature, come join me online. I've got online courses that you're going to absolutely love. I've got one that I call my flagship course. It's my main course called Fields of Flowers, and it is several hours of us spending together where I slow it down. I talk you through everything, especially my thought process behind where I put marks, where I end up putting them. So if you want information about that, just leave the word courses down below, and I'm also going to include a coupon code for you so that you can get a discount. All right, so again, just leave the word courses down below. I'm using a smaller brush here to kind of fill in between some of those marks that I wanted to save, and also coming back in with intentional mark making that you can really see. So when I'm creating 4 at a time like this, I like to take whatever color I've got on my brush, and I like to use it in all 4 of them in some way. Sometimes it's identical, I might use the same kind of dots in all of them, and other times I might change it up a bit. Here I'm coming back in with black because I really felt like I covered up way too much of it, and I wanted to bring some of that back. And you'll notice that I am going back over some of these marks that I made before, and I like doing that because I just kind of add more depth to that piece, but also it really depends on, which colors I've already put down next to it, and are they still working together? Sometimes they don't. As I start coming in and putting more color down, 2 may not work so well next to each other, so I'll end up changing those up a bit. Coming in with a lighter value. If you know me, you know that I love my lighter values. I really think that values are so important in a painting, and once I learned about values, it was just a game changer for me in terms of how that end result was for my pieces. When I was beginning to learn how to paint, all of my values tended to be very much in the middle of the values range, and there was no like really darks or really lights. Although with me, there was typically a lot of, there were still dark areas, but I was really lacking in the lighter areas. And so once I learned that, I really felt like I took a giant leap forward in my art making because of that. All right, here I've got possibly a rigger. I can see some very fine lines there. Love using my rigger. So again, going right over some of the things that I've already put down. Just adding more depth to those. And isn't it amazing, with 2 colors, with black and white, you can really create a lot of variety and also a lot of interest to the piece. So don't feel like, just 2 colors is going to be so restrictive. It really isn't if you're mixing these colors and taking advantage of that black and white. All right, so what happened here was my ring light above me tends to go out because it's overheating. But actually the lighting isn't so bad. I'm looking at it as I'm talking with you guys, and I think it looks pretty nice, but it's harder for me to work when I don't have a nice light above me. And so what I end up doing sometimes is, especially if I'm using the hair dryer and I'm recording for you guys, I will turn the light off for a bit while I'm using the hair dryer to dry the piece so that it doesn't overheat. But this time I did end up overheating it. It's the challenges, and the reason it's so challenging is because the ring light comes from the US, and I am using it on the European outlets, and so it tends to overheat. There we go, went back on. So just some of the fun stuff I have to deal with. All right, I'm putting down some splatters. Love putting down splatters. I think here I'm kind of doing a grayish splatter. Sometimes I do white, sometimes I'll just do black. I think it just adds another dimension. So here I did intentionally turn off the light this time just so that I don't overheat again, and turned it back on for you. All right, so we're going to go right into the final mark making here. And as I do this, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate it. I am really working on trying to get to that 100,000 subscriber mark, and I'm at 91,000 now. So if you haven't subscribed already, I would so appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button and follow me so that you'll see future videos that I'll be posting. And I plan to put up some more. I've got some more that are similar to this in the terms of working on 4 at a time, which I absolutely love doing this. So I'll be sharing more with you soon. Here I'm just sharpening my Stabilo Woody. And again, this one you'll find in my favorite art supplies list. So leave the word resources to get the art supplies list. Now, one last thing I want to leave you with is that I do have workshops and international art retreats. So if you are interested in either one of those, you can leave the word workshop or retreat, and it's going to send you to the same page so that you can see everything that I have available. For 2026, as of right now, all of my workshops in the US have sold out, and my international art retreats have sold out as well. However, I am already opening up the doors for 2027 for Ireland and France, and then later this year I'm going to open up the doors for Italy and Greece. So if you are ready for an exciting adventure and create art and create a community of folks who love to create art like you do, then again, leave the word retreat or workshop down below and I'll get you that information. Okay, I am hitting this with my heating tool, my hair dryer, because it helps peel these off a lot easier if I heat them up. So if yours kind of gets stuck a bit and it starts peeling up the paper, just heat it up with a hair dryer and then peel it back, and you'll find that it comes off so much more easily. And sometimes I end up pulling up the paper a little bit, which is so frustrating because I'm trying to get this perfect peel, but doesn't always happen. But don't you just love seeing that tape come up? So satisfying, right? All right. I ended up saving those, but I never did anything with them. They were very colorful. Okay, I'm just erasing a mark that I had there. All right, let's do some close-ups for you here. I'll have some still images at the very end for you as well so that you can check those out. I just love that orange, that Indian yellow mark that I made in that lower right corner one. Something a little bit different. I'm going to show you my studio space in Croatia. I am in the laundry room, and I've got, those are some pieces I did. That one I'm pointing to up there was the last one that I did. And here, that's my ring light that was giving me trouble. And then I've got a bag of laundry detergent that I have to use to hold it down so that it doesn't come falling down on my head as I'm creating. And then there's some more of my art supplies. You can see that tape up on the wall there. And then let me show you the view. We didn't have so much rain that day, but prior to that, we had a lot of rain. All right, let me show you some of the still images. And you know, when I take a photo, it's so much different than on the video. I really love the colors of these. They're just gorgeous. And again, just 2 colors plus black and white. And then of course, you know, any mark making tools. I don't like to limit myself when I grab all of the crayons and pencils and such. Okay, and there's all 4 of them there. Thank you again for being here. I so appreciate you, and I hope that you will subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends all about my channel here, and I hope to see you in a future video. All right, take care.